So recently, I did a video speaking about Onision's return to YouTube and speaking about what he's been up to since the internet decided to stop caring about him, and it seems that in the last year or so, Onision has decided to start uploading child-friendly content.
Super Mario in real life.
And I think this probably may be one of the greatest ironies of all time, but maybe not irony, but also something that I am slightly terrified at the fact that this man is now creating child-friendly content under the YouTube Kids app section on YouTube.com. That's a little bit worrying, and I'm not going to be speaking about that today, but what I did discover in that website is that Onision now also uploads a lot of his content onto private websites such as Lonely Man's, but also he has a website in which his current online audience, or cults, now resides. I thought to myself, you know, I'm gonna just cover this on a live stream or on my second channel because I do have a second channel which you should subscribe to. But then I thought, you know what, for old time's sakes, I'm going to cover Onision twice in the space of a month because I was going through this website, I was taking a brief look, and I feel like this is one of the most cursed places I've ever witnessed on the internet. Like, this is a place where you should not send children for obvious reasons, but you should also maybe not send adults, send anyone. I feel like this is the Arkham Asylum of the internet, maybe a little bit worse. I've been scrolling through it for around 20 minutes now, and I am surprised, mystified, but also slightly disturbed. And I think the fact that this website is called onision.net is probably the biggest teller for this whole thing. It's not even .com, it's .net, and I don't know many websites in 2022 that still use .net. And I maybe I'm nitpicking here, but I feel like that's a really good teller of how terrible this website's going to be. And yeah, I apologize for what you are going to bear witness to in today's video. So without further ado, wait, hold up a second. What? These people watching this right now, yes, you watching this right now, you are not subscribed to this YouTube channel, and now I am speaking to myself. So I think the only way to resolve these issues is I go get therapy and you subscribe to the YouTube channel. And the only way I can afford therapy, because we live in a capitalist society, which, you know, doesn't allow us to get free healthcare, is by you subscribing and giving me monetization by watching my ads. So please subscribe, and I'll maybe stop being so slightly mentally ill, because that would be nice, I guess. But please subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. And without further ado, I think we should get into the investigation of Onision.net. Also most likely under investigation by the FBI. Now scrolling through this, you can see that the website is fairly active. You know, 16 hours ago, we got a nice little post from Caitlin. Caitlin says, "You'll laugh. I would be a little bit weirded out." And then I click on it and I get an ad. And that was the first thing I noticed about this website. Currently, I have a RuneScape ad appearing, and I think that breaks my little heart that RuneScape are advertising on Onision's website. But also, there's just, this place is full of advertising. So he's obviously making some form of money from it, or at least the website host it is. But I am a little bit concerned that these advertisers may not realize that their products are being posted on Onision.net, but that is a minor nitpick at the moment. But as you scroll through it, as you can see, it basically has the traditional mid-2000s online forum look. It's just a bunch of people airing their thoughts and feelings about the Onion Man himself. A minute or so ago, I did compare this website to Arkham Asylum, and I feel like I'm going to stick by that. I'm getting kind of the Riddler vibes from this. It's a bunch of people that have grouped together on the internet to worship one deranged man who thinks that he understands what's best for society. And yeah, maybe that is a little bit unfair on the Riddler. You know, he was just one guy criticizing the corrupt world that we live in, the systemic issues where politicians take advantage of the working class. And, you know, then Onision is more, he's more for standing by the laws of where you can fly to another country and get around the age of consent in other states. It's you know, a little bit different, but I am certainly getting some form of cultish vibe from this website, especially when you look at the questionnaires, because a big chunk of this website is solely based around questionnaires. basically wondering if you would be like Onision or be friends with Onision, and I can't help but think that all Onision is doing in the later years of his career is just sat in a dark room in his basement, creating questionnaires pretending to be somebody else creating them. You've got, are you the same as Onision? Could you be Onision's friend?
No.
No, I don't need to do a questionnaire to answer that, but then you've also got the basic Onision facts quiz. Question number 1 being, did Onision allow his child to fall out of a window? Yes, he did, but also, I actually can't get onto these quizzes because I don't actually have access to it, and that's a big problem that I have with this website. To access most of the content on here, you do actually need an account, and that's a little bit of a problem because to actually get an account for the most part, it does just offer a subscription-based service of where you give Gregory some of your money and you get indoctrinated into a cult. It's not really a fair trade, and to be honest with you, I'm not willing to give this man my money. But you know, Gregory was generous enough to actually offer a free account method, which did bring me to a little bit of a standstill. Because I did actually sacrifice all forms of self-respect that I possibly had left for myself, and I tried to sign up for this website with usernut DSnut69, email DSnut69@outlook.com, and I wanted to join because I love Onision, and I swear, I am an Onision fan and only mean to make the Onision community better. I love Onision with all of my heart, and I am definitely telling the truth, and Onision may have dominion over my immortal soul for all eternity if I am not telling the truth. And yeah, it's definitely a good thing that I'm not lying about this. It's a good thing that I'm not lying about being a big old fan of Onision, because I definitely wouldn't be worried that this man is going to turn up at my house at 3 AM for signing up for his website. I'm a little bit scared, guys. I honestly, going through this whole thing, I feel like I maybe am going into an area which is so dark in the internet, which you just shouldn't go in, to the point of where if you do go in it and you are kind of trying to infiltrate as, I don't know, a bit of a heretic, I feel like I'm going to get somebody coming to my house at 3 AM. Please stay away. I am a little bit scared. But yeah, the reason it's come to a standstill is because it says they will review my application, and to be honest, I don't really have the time to wait for this. I just want to go through this forum and get a little bit of knowledge about how the Onision cult works and what is actually going on this website. So it's either wait for my application to be approved by the admin on this website, the admin who definitely isn't Gregory Jackson, it's definitely not Onision, or I could pay the subscription fee to get instant access to that. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm not keen on giving this man my money. I'm not keen on giving many people my money, let alone Onision, so I'm not going to do that just to get access to some quizzes to test my basic knowledge on Onision. I've made around 4 million videos on the man. I don't think I need to do a quiz at this point, and I certainly don't need to do a quiz to check if I'd be friends with Onision. The only man that should be friends with Onision is his FBI investigator. So being at the standstill in the investigation of this website, I kind of decided that rather than doing these quizzes and going and looking at the media on this website, I'll just look at the text-based posts and see the thoughts and feelings of the Onision cult, because it definitely can't be that bad, right? But the thing I actually discovered when scrolling through this website is that the actual fandom that reside on this site are really, really worried about Gregory at this point. They're worried about what he's doing, where he is, because basically they're starting to suspect or have suspicions that he has gone missing. Yes, Gregory on Onision is no longer posting on this website, or at least hasn't posted for a while, and people are making long posts about how Onision is missing. Mr. Dawn writes, "Where are you, man? It will be great to hear from you again. It's been a bit boring without you." And then Strawberry replies with, "So I don't post or log in every day here, but I keep up with Onision from time to time, and from what I gather, he's been at a bit of a crossroads in his life for the last couple of years, unsure of the next step to take. I think maybe he's found, or at least I hope so, but it's not online and it's not in the public eye." And you know what, guys, I don't think Onision is at a crossroads. I think it's just more that he has become so painfully boring and irrelevant that the only people that are actually willing to speak about him at the moment is, like, I guess me, because I haven't spoken about him that much in the last year or two, and the only reason I'm doing that is because I'm interested in where he's doing and what he's up to and what the fandom's up to. And after this video, I probably won't cover him for a while, just because I don't actually care that much. I'm just more intrigued to see what's going on after the last 2 years, after the Chris Hansen investigation. I don't really think it's a crossroads. I just think he's either got no money, probably working a 9 to 5 because, you know, he actually does need to pay the bills, or he's just, I don't know, rotting away in his basement where he's decided to create multiple accounts for himself, making it seem like he actually does have a community, has a fandom, has people there for him, when in fact every single person on this website is actually Onision. Every single account on this is just a new account created every single day, where Onision has created false scenarios for himself in which he actually has friends and has a fandom. That might be like this wild theory, but given everything that's gone on in the last few years, the last 10 years with this man, I don't actually think that would be that far-fetched. That just literally came out. I haven't even got this scripted. This is like just an actual theory I have about this website. Given that it's so inactive, I don't think it's against like the realms of possibility that this man has just spent the last year creating this false community, waiting for somebody like me to pick it up and make a YouTube video about it. It may actually be one of the most genius plays possible, and maybe we are all just puppets and he is the puppeteer. Or there are just some really weird people out there that like to support him. Either way, both are immeasurably fucked up. And the thing is there's people actually like reminiscing about the good old days of Gregory before everybody thought he was a predator. Like, there are people on this forum saying, okay, I'm going to say it, I miss Onision comedy videos. Onision comedy video? I didn't know he ever did. The only comedy this man has ever done is literally this. People are saying terrible things about me.
You look as I do this! I can't get you all to like me! They won't give me my Patreon back!
And I know these videos are skits, they're fake, but it's the fact that this man, his last like hurrah on the internet was just him pretending to have a mental breakdown, which I actually think developed into a very genuine breakdown. And these people are reminiscent about that, basically. I want him to do whatever makes him happy, and I want him to take his life in whatever direction he deems best. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I think Gregory is just more than happy that he didn't go to jail. I think that if there's anything this man could have succeeded in life, that's not ending up in a prison cell, and from what I can see, he achieved that, and I think that's probably the best achievement he's going to get in his whole life. After that, it says, it just makes me kind of sad watching old videos knowing that there won't be any new ones. Why? Just go do something better. Play tennis. Go pick up a golf club and just hit a fucking golf ball. Or, I don't know, maybe speak to a woman? Something fun, rather than just sat in your basement thinking, when's Gregory gonna upload a new YouTube video? It's like, I get we miss our favourite creators, but when it comes to Onision, I'm not going to allow that. I'm not going to accept that, because I'm worried for you guys. Like, as much as you guys are supporting the devil, basically, of YouTube, I do think you can come back from this. We can get you help. We can get you the support you need, rather than doing this and sailing around reminiscing about Onision videos. You don't need to do this. You can reminisce about 2017 Onision videos. That's what you can reminisce over. But another people like Caitlin, who is a mod, says, never say never. Maybe he'll make videos again one day. We can hope to God. We can hope to God that never happens, or if he's ever up to it. I miss them too, and I'm sure everyone else does, but right now he's doing his own thing, and we need to respect that. I don't respect it, to be honest. I don't. I can't lie. There's not any ounce of respect coming out of my respect holes. Respect. I don't know. I still want to see the one of Oni in a hazmat suit where someone left a random gift on his doorstep. Look, the fact you're calling him Oni is almost worrying, that you've got your little nicknames for him, your little pet names. It's a little bit sick. It makes me feel sick. I'm being mean, but I am a little bit upset that there is an actual group of people calling him Oni, and I'm scrolling through this and they're just having a lovely old discussion about this, and I'm just worried. Why? Guys, there are so many better things. The world's a beautiful place. Go explore, please. Just go off the internet, because I feel like this forum is being monitored by the FBI, and for your own good and lack of going to jail in the future, just stop doing this. But yeah, these guys are basically extremely upset that Onision is, not uploading content anymore. He's basically a ghost on social media who, I guess himself has realized that it's almost not profitable anymore to be a terrible person on the internet, and the money has basically completely and utterly dried up. As much as the guy is still spoken about a fair bit, I do think being a hated individual on the internet only pays so much, and with him no longer posting and barely getting any interactions on social media, I think he's probably just working separate avenues to actually support his day-to-day life. And I may have mentioned it in my previous video about him, but it is insane to me that at one point Gregory was absolutely massive on the internet. He was probably considered at one point to be one of the biggest creators on YouTube, and that is a terrifying prospect. But then even more terrifying prospect is the fact that this man ruined it for himself. It's like hilarious given because he's terrible, but it's also kind of terrifying how one man can go from being one of the most popular creators to somebody who is absolutely despised by the majority of the internet. This man did so much to ruin his career that it's actually kind of terrifying. The only financial avenue on the internet now I can kind of see Onision making money from is his Lonely Man's, and to be honest, it does have 55,000 likes on his profile. 55,000 likes on his Lonely Man's profile. That is terrifying that people not only pay money, but he seemingly has quite a popular profile. That's worrying, man. Like, guys, I know we're all a little bit, we want a little bit of action, but like, not the Onision action. I don't want the Onion action. I don't think anybody needs that, and there are plenty of other adults, content creators on the internet who you can give your money to. Don't give it to this man. Give it to somebody who actually deserves it. But yeah, this man is probably making quite a lot of money from that. So I either suspect that that's his main revenue source now, or he just has a regular job. But now, actually going back to the website, it is pretty funny to me that one of the main admins on this page actually made a post regarding, I guess, controversy with Onision and titled it "The Gaslighting of Onision." And it's basically just this massive thread speaking about the supposed mistreatment of Gregory. And I think this does just play into my theory about the fact that every single person on this website, or at least the admins, the moderators, are just Onision in his basement writing posts to hype himself up. Like, when you scroll through this, just look at this and tell me that this isn't Onision. But yeah, let's go through a post and discover why Onision actually isn't the bad guy, and he is the victim. I've been to about 5 therapists in the last 15 years, and you probably should make that 6, because I don't think any of them have actually done anything productive, because you're currently an admin on onision.net. Please get your money back. None of them said that I had anything wrong with me other than that I was depressed. I've been in a successful relationship for almost 10 years now, and I have valuable friendships that have gone on for years as well. Most trolls online have reported me to the police, FBI, SPS, and even animal control every time their investigators sided with me being innocent/confirmed a non-issue. Again, confirmed innocent, decent by the people who actually matter. Online strangers/people like to act like you are so crazy, so their ignorant opinions seem more stable, but the truth doesn't care about personal agendas. Gaslighting a former military wait. I think this is actually Onision writing this, but the reason I didn't think it was is because shortly below that, it says, with Onision, it is a constant game of let's torture an innocent man with lies and see how much attention it gets us. He's speaking about himself in third person. What? The guy is unhinged. But yeah, I mean, I thought that this was a post from an admin. I guess the admin is Onision. Why is he speaking about himself in third person? I don't know. I guess he's kind of going down the route of pretending that Onision is now a character to kind of, I guess, get away with certain things that he's done as that character. But then you scroll through it and it's just people putting in narcissist gaslight checklist. I was joking. I didn't do that. You're imagining things. And then they say, these are some of the things I've heard from former girlfriends and an ex-wife that convinced me to go to behavioral healthcare for treatment. Yeah, guys, it's not all my ex-girlfriends or my ex-wife telling me that I'm a bad person. I'm not a bad person. They're wrong about that. I'm actually a wonderful person. They're the bad. Look, I know that all these people, thousands of people even, and maybe just a few ex-girlfriends, all say the exact same things about me despite not knowing each other. But guys, I'm actually the one in the right. Like, this is another person who I think isn't Onision saying that, but like, it's nice to know that all of these insane people have kind of grouped together on the internet. It's a very nice way of allowing the FBI to kind of keep track of all the people that are on watch lists. Like, well done, guys. You've made it much easier for them, and I applaud your generosity to keeping the public safe. But yeah, they're basically going on to saying false reporting isn't gaslighting, it's just a crime, and then they go on to speak about, I guess, how this man has been harassed and badly treated. And it's like, Gregory, you yourself have engaged in so many terrible acts of harassment. You have really done a lot of bad things on the internet, and I don't understand how you are still painting yourself as a victim despite so much evidence. I mean, The Right Opinion literally has like a 3-hour documentary about all of your terrible shit, and I can't lie, even if some of it may not be, I don't know, 100% accurate in all of the cases that have happened in 15 years, but I think if there is a 3-hour documentary about you on the internet, then you've most likely done some bad things. It can't all be good. You can't all be a brilliant person. I think when there's a 3-hour documentary about you regarding terrible things that you've done, it's probably more likely that you are the bad guy. But scrolling through this, it does just kind of seem to be the same people on every single forum. So again, it's either Onision has created a bunch of accounts for himself and he's speaking to himself, or the Onision fandom has actually started to decline, and thankfully there's only around 10 people in it. And I'm not really sure which one I can go for. Please put a 1 in the chat if you think these accounts are all Onision, or a 2 in the chat if you think that this is actually his fan base. Because I'd love to know I said the chat in the comment section, because I'd love to know your opinion. But honestly, on a real note, it is quite depressing to me that despite all of the information out there about this man, he has still somehow managed to culminate such a dedicated fan base, regardless of if it is a small fan base or not. It's depressing that despite so much information about somebody being terrible, people are almost willing to play ignorant or just pretend that everything said about them is a lie just because they one time liked a YouTube video they made. That is something which I've noticed about a lot of terrible people on the internet. Because somebody one time liked a few YouTube videos they made, they are so willing to take those positive times and use it to kind of ignore anything terrible that's come out about that person because they just want to latch onto that. And that's so depressing, but it is how terrible people are enabled in this world. It is how predators are enabled, because these people are so unwilling to see that anybody they like can end up being a terrible person. You watching this right now could be a terrible person. I could be. Your favorite influencers could be. It's just something that you've got to keep in the back of your mind, especially on the internet. But these people are clearly not willing to do that. There is a whole post on this forum dedicated to everybody introducing themselves, and the first post is obviously Gregory, where he says, "Hello, I am Onision, aka James. I am here because I tried a bunch of different software options for internet forums and came to the conclusion that none competes with this. So we're back. Back to the best. Hope you love what I did. My favorite brand is NIN. How about you?" And then you scroll down and it's just a bunch of people saying, "Hi, my name's Raven. I've been an O fan since Make Me Bad 35 and Swift Karate Chop days. Just wanted to stop by and show my love and support." And what I can kind of take from this is that this whole thing is a bit of a parasocial relationship to its absolute worst. Because these people clearly believe that because they're in this small little community on their subsection on the internet to do with Onision, where they are actually speaking to Onision, that they're friends with the guy. They've got a personal friendship or relationship with the guy, and that has caused them to probably be so dedicated to him despite everything in the world out there about him. And that is just so unbelievably depressing, but it is a thing that a lot of content creators do. They will develop these parasocial relationships with their audience in order to create a cultivated audience that will never leave them no matter what? And there's not really much more I can say other than it's sad. It is really, really sad. And I genuinely do feel bad for a lot of these people because actually, no, I don't. What am I even saying? No, I don't. You guys are mental. Come on, do something better with your lives. And you may be wondering, have I been spoken about on the website? And I actually have. I looked it up and I've been spoken about once. Just once. I guess I'm not that relevant. But, you know, it said, sometimes like to watch videos of inabber. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. He's way too judgmental towards you. But I don't think that means he's bad. He's just too ignorant. Hey man, I don't think you can call me ignorant if you're the one sat in an online forum where you're cultivating with Onision. I feel like that's probably the most ignorant thing you could actually do, where you are so unwilling to accept the information about this man being terrible. Like, is that not prime ignorance that you are literally in an internet cult? And thanks for the compliment, man. That does show that you have potential. You can get out of this. Like, my man, you don't have to be on this website. You can come and watch inabber videos about Onision rather than supporting Onision. It's a wonderful concept, and we don't welcome you here. We need you to repent. Maybe that's a bit far, but you just need to get away from this, go to therapy, breathe in the air, maybe speak to your family, your friends, if you still have any friends, and, you know, maybe things will be better for you if you don't engage in an Onision-based cult. I think to come to some form of conclusion in today's video is that this is honestly a very scary place, and I think if there's one serious take to make from this video, is that this is what happens when parasocial relationships go a little bit too far. You literally develop a cult, the cult of Onision, and today we discovered that is very much a real thing, and a worrying thing, but also quite a good thing because it allows the FBI to keep tabs on all of them in one condensed area on the internet. I'm gonna end this video by saying, were you ever a fan of Onision? Because I genuinely like to know. I would like to know your guys' experiences with watching the man's content. If you were a fan, that's fine. Let me know down below when you stopped being a fan, just if it's a year, or if you want to go into a more like developed answer, like a lot of information about the exact moment you realize the guy isn't somebody that you want to support anymore, or if you still are an Onision fan, please let us all know down below why, because I'm willing to actually pay for your therapy. But thank you for watching today's video. I understand this was more a laid back chill video. I kind of just wanted to do a chill one. I feel like I haven't done one in ages, and this was a little bit fun, a little bit of investigation. And if you want more videos like this, like the video. Please, for the love of God, like it. We're slacking on the likes, guys. Let's get this to 35,000 likes. If we do, I'll do more videos like this. Please subscribe, and please follow my social medias. inabber69 on Twitter, inabber on Instagram, and inabber live is the second channel. Thanks so much for coming along, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, people. Have a cracking day.